have so much to look forward to when I drag myself out here and look out the window at the bay. But there always has been a relationship between myself and the land and the creatures of the ocean and of the forest. I just can't quite put it in words. It's just a feeling, and it keeps me going. Well, the family had been involved in oysters right from the very beginning. So historically, I had heard stories about it. I started out with a license to recreationally fish oysters because that was relaxing and I loved oysters. Then I had the opportunity to move that to a commercial license. So I get the commercial oyster license and started doing that just as a hobby because it relaxed me.
I can't tell you. It's not, I mean.
First, welcome to the bay here. This is McNabb's Bay, or the Malagash Basin. It's Canada's first oyster farm. Dates back to 1866 when a fellow by the name of Alexander McFarland. And he was living in Nova Scotia. He was an international trader and a shipbuilder. And he seen something down in the US. He seen them selling oysters. And that was a bit of a shock because the oysters were always the food of the poor people, like lobsters and clams. You know, how could you ever make money off something like that? So he went to his family up the road. His mother was a McNabb, and this being McNabb Bay, of course. He went to the McNabbs and he said, look, we're going to farm oysters. Well, we can't do that because the farmers get their fertilizer out of the bay, and you don't own it. Well, yes, I do own it, and this is what we're going to do. Alrighty. What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, I got myself another pair of gloves. They were right there. Thank you. The hand from behind the door. These guys know how to tie knots. Anyone else, I'd watch them, but not these two. They're the Rudy Tex. Oh, all right, we're here.
What do each of these tubes and everything do?
Just water. The big one runs water down to the holes or the jets in the manifold that blow the shellfish off the bottom, and the smaller runs run to other nozzles that squirt water back and keep the shellfish coming back onto the chain. Once they're on the chain, they just come up. It's the turbulence in the water that causes the shellfish to go back through the collector head. These other ones here, they just keep it moving through the throat there back onto the chain. Very simple. Morgan, you want to fire her up? See if, I don't know whether the pump lost its priming yet or not. if I had my way, I would never charge for an oyster, because in the native culture, food is something you share, and an oyster was something that was special in the culture and something to be shared at a party or a gathering or a get-together. But being practical, and thank goodness I have a wife that's a lot more practical than me, and a daughter that's more practical than I am, they're able to do it in such a way that I make money and they can keep me going doing silly things. But oysters are all about a good experience. If you take an oyster out, you open an oyster up, you share it with somebody, and it's an experience, and it's a sharing of something in common. And it just gives you a good feeling.
We have to eat some oysters.
We haven't done that yet, have we?